Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another month of tarot and astrology. Today, we're going to be diving into the month of May 2025. So, spring is springing right now. Thank goodness. And hopefully, you had a really great April. If you like, please leave us a comment down below letting us know what's been going on for you lately. And of course, if you want to work with either me or with Danielle, all the links will be down below. So make yourself a cup of tea. Maybe take a couple notes if anything resonates for you. And we're just gonna dive right on in.
Hmm.
So thanks for
Yeah.
being here, Danielle.
Thank you, Haley. It's good to be here again. I'm excited for May.
Yeah, me too.
And
Okay,
there's lots
great.
going on. Do you want to pull a card or will I just dive in for like a
Yeah, I was actually
overall?
shuffling a little bit before we started, and I had the Ten of Cups come out.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, Ten of Cups is a beautiful, I call it my Disney card. So
Oh,
it's the happily ever after energy, right?
wow.
So, this talks about community, connections, love, support, family, feeling fulfilled and abundant on an emotional and a spiritual level. And yeah, this might be a month of tending to your connections, to your friendships, to your community. um, I mean, it makes sense. We're kind of like climbing out of hibernation, and we're like, okay, we're back to living again, right? So there's this need to like kind of celebrate and take in the beautiful spring energy and share it with the people that you love. So it's a really great start.
Oh, I love that. That's so great.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that kicks us off really nicely because the beginning of May, May 10th, we have Mercury entering Taurus.
Fun.
So obviously, lots know that Mercury is the planet of communication, speaking, teaching, writing, and it's moving into that very sensual, grounded earth sign of Taurus. And this will also be at the same time the sun is in Taurus. We're going to be still during Taurus season at this time. And so with both the sun and Mercury in Taurus, the energy is going to feel very patient. And I wouldn't be surprised if our communication, thinking, and writing are going to be, we're going to take more time with doing those things. We're not in a rush. Our communication will be deliberate. We'll be very intentional about it, and it will kind of happen naturally anyway. And there's an ease to it that will be very, very welcome with Mercury in Taurus and the Sun in Taurus at the same time. So yeah, I think don't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid to speak up. With the Sun there conjunct Mercury, it's going to be very supportive of saying the thing that you want to say, not holding back. Maybe saying the thing that you were afraid to say, but this is a very supportive time to share whatever's been on your mind, or write the poem, or write the novel, or write the blog post, whatever it is that you were wanting to do. This is a really great time to start shining your light in that area.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, Taurus energy has like this like very like savor the moment type of energy. Like
Yeah,
what's the rush? Things are good. Just like be here right now.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
And what else do we have going on in May?
Okay. So, May 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah, so the moon is in its fall in Scorpio. So when a planet's in its fall, it means it's in a position of weakness, or I don't really like to use that word, but it's more in a position that the planet doesn't function as it normally would, or it's not too happy. And so during this full moon, obviously we know full moons are a really great time to release and let go and just clear whatever it is we're ready to let go of. And so this one will be a deep dive into our feelings. It will unearth any of those hidden things, hidden mysteries, the things that maybe we can't see as clearly, because that's all what Scorpio is about, going into the depths, going into the mysteries and the darkness, and sort of excavating down there and seeing what it is. We're being asked to balance this energy of searching and deep diving into our feelings with our need for some simple, uncomplicated things in life. The reason being is because during this full moon, we also have the sun conjunct Uranus. And Uranus is all about breakthroughs and rebellion and liberation. It's a big energy for liberating ourselves from past limitations. So this full moon is really highlighting where we have been holding back our true feelings. And so asking us to maybe responsibly and, with accountability, either expressing them in a grounded way and showing us that we're capable of transformation and releasing ourselves from our past versions or our old ways of being. So this is quite a potent time to be doing that with the full moon in Scorpio conjunct Uranus as well. So mm.
It's 11:11 right now as you're saying that, so pay
Ooh,
attention.
that's great.
But yeah, I think the message I get here is like try not to take things so seriously, you know? I think a lot of times we make things a bigger deal than what they actually are. There's a way that you can express yourself and be in your power and trust that everyone is an adult and everyone is responsible for their own feelings and emotions and how they make that known, right? I think that there's an opportunity to release some sort of like people pleasing. You're not here to make people happy, right? And if anything, I think you expressing yourself and being authentic and being in your power might actually even inspire other people around you, right? I had the Two of Pentacles. I had the Page of Cups. So for me,
Mm.
it's like, of course, there could be some inner conflict, maybe some emotions are being stirred, but like, it's not a big deal. Like, I think try to release some of the pressure that you put on yourself, right? And then we have the King of Wands, so it's like being in your power, taking leadership, and um, doing things in a way that feels authentic and aligned for you, and trusting that that's all you need to be concerned about, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Oh, that's a good reminder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, up next, we have on May 20th is Gemini season. So the sun is entering Gemini, which is great. Gemini is an air sign. It's again similar to it's the Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. It's the sign that's associated with our mind, our thinking, our communication. And Gemini season brings like it's a very playful and fun energy. It's a relief again from some of the intense action-oriented season energy that we just or Aries season that we just came out of before Taurus season. And so it's lightening that energy. We've been in Taurus season now for a little while, and now we're going into Gemini, which is just a time of being social, a time of being curious, trying out new things. Gemini energy in the season of Gemini is also it's a really supportive time for being flexible. Letting yourself stay open to new ways of doing things or new possibilities, or maybe doing a new activity that you might not have done before or wouldn't have been open to. Like you'll find yourself being more adaptable and welcoming kind of new ways of doing things. And also get a lot of joy during this time out of trying new things. Like we're well into spring season at this point, and everyone's starting to blossom and come out of their winter shell and interacting with people so that you're starting to be out in the world a little bit more. Maybe like book that course or start reading a book or make plans with friends. And um, yeah, it's a really beautiful time to just start enjoying life and taking advantage of that energy is a great idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
Great. We have some fiery energy coming through here.
Ooh, okay.
So I had the Queen of Wands come out, and we just had the King of Wands, so now
Mhm.
we have double fire, okay?
Ooh.
And yeah, I think there's a message coming through of like honoring your uniqueness and don't be afraid to try something a little out there or like a little what you would label as weird or like let yourself be creative in who you are and how you express yourself in the world. I also see for a lot of people who like maybe they're entrepreneur or like a content creator, or maybe you're an artist or a writer or something. It's like you're doing something a little bit more authentic. And it's like you're doing it not necessarily for the approval or for the gains. You're doing it for the sole purpose of just letting yourself express whatever is true for you. And what's funny is that when we start doing things like that, this is when we start to get a different outcome, right? If we want something we've never had before, we need to do something we've never done before. We need to be someone we've never been before, right? And it just feels like it's like a powerful unmasking, honestly, and just letting yourself be yourself, and seeing a different result because of that. Yeah. So it's a lot
Ooh.
of creativity, a lot of like kind of like rebellious energy too, which I love, and using it to build something for yourself, maybe a different audience or yeah, it's
I love that. That's so interesting that you said that because I went and just quickly while you were speaking looked at some at the transits happening. At the same time, the Uranus, the planet of rebellion, and just like it's just incredible. It's right at the end of the last couple degrees of Taurus. So it's
cool.
still, and so the sun is only coming into the first degrees of, or it's at 0 degrees of Gemini during this this on this day. And so they're still relatively close to each other. So the fact that you were like, this kind of has a rebellious energy, I was like, oh, that I need to go check that. That's bang.
Cool.
It's like in alignment with that, which is cool.
Hmm.
And also remembering that we still have Jupiter transiting through Gemini right now. So this time last year when we were in Gemini season, it was just about to go into Jupiter was just about to go into Gemini, and it's now been in Gemini um, for the last little while, and it's going to change in June. So we still have that quite expansive energy too around trying new things and being rebellious and supportive around good blessings with that and support. So yeah, a lot happening in Gemini season for sure.
Cool. It's a good time to try new stuff. Yeah.
Definitely a really good time to try new things and shake it up.
Hmm.
Great.
Hmm.
Next up, we have on May 24th, we have probably one of the major transits of this year. It's a really big one. Saturn is entering Aries. Saturn only changes signs every 2.5 years. So this is a big transit change. And Saturn, a lot of you will know, but like as a reminder, Saturn is the planet of order, discipline, sort of constriction and restriction and responsibility. And so it's changing signs from obviously the very ethereal, imaginative, dreamy sign of Pisces into a fiery, innovative, like leader, action-oriented energy of Aries. And so as I said, Saturn only changes signs every 2.5 years. This is a pretty big shift in energy, and it's also a pretty big transit in the sense of Saturn's been in its last sign for 2.5 years, and we typically will feel these kind of transits happen at the beginning and end of them. So this time in May is going to feel, it's going to be noticeable to people between May of 2025, when Saturn moves into Aries, and February of 2026. So that's going to be, it'll be doing a dance a little bit back and forward between Aries and Pisces. It briefly will go back into Pisces, but it'll be in Aries full time from February of 2026, and it will stay there for until 2028. So this transit really is, it's a glimpse into what's going to be coming. So when this happens in May, it's going to give us an idea of where things are going to be going on in our chart. So check where you have Saturn currently. Saturn is in its fall in Aries. It doesn't particularly like being in that position, which isn't a bad thing. What it means for us is that, and how it influences our lives, is that we're being asked to bring discipline to our actions. To
Mm.
not just, like, Aries is an impulsive energy and it acts kind of without thinking sometimes. And so whereas Saturn, you can think of it like a parent energy. It prefers to plan ahead and to think before taking action. And so the way to balance these two energies is to consider what actions you want to take and then plan them out before you take them. It may not feel comfortable, you may not feel comfortable asserting yourself in ways that you would normally. It's really a time of being conscious of not limiting yourself because you're uncomfortable or because of fear. There's definitely room here to take action during this transit. It's a big one, but what you're being asked to do is how to take action differently, and it will look different. And if you're somebody who's a bit more impulsive or don't think about what you're going to do, you're going to need to try to plan it. It's very, very supportive to create some discipline around your actions, and not just going with whatever comes to mind. So
Mm,
a disciplined time and also really, really supportive one, because if you plan, then you can be sure that your actions are going to be supported. But you need to plan for them and be disciplined with them.
okay. Yeah, I mean, talk about action. I had the Knight of Wands come out,
Oh,
right?
perfect.
Taking action and like really meaning it, like this is the sort of action that comes with like a burst of fire or inspiration or like
Mhm.
determination, right? Of like, I'm gonna make this work, I'm gonna make this happen, right? So it's a decision or an action that comes with purpose, right? Another message that I get is like you, despite what commitments you might have in your life, you still have the authority to change your mind at any time, okay? I had the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords,
Mm.
okay? So, eight of did I say Eight of Cups? This is
No,
Eight of
Eight of Pentacles and Eight of
Okay.
Swords. Yeah.
So Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles is a great card. It means, like it's craftsmanship. It's taking pride in what it is that you do and knowing that you do a really, really good job. Like you've become an expert at what this is, right? So, good for you. There's reason to be proud of yourself, and you're probably making some great money or some great income or some sort of like you're reaping in some sort of reward, which is great. But you might be getting a little bit bored, you might be at a point where you're questioning like, is this really giving me the fulfillment that I was dreaming of, right? And the message that I'm seeing is like, no one's gonna come and save you, right? When we're in the Eight of Swords, this is like you needing to take off the blindfold and seeing the situation you created and knowing that because you created the situation that you're in, you can also create a different one, right? But it takes looking at the truth of the situation for what it is, and knowing that the only person that like if you feel like you're in a situation where like you're chained to it, the only person that put those handcuffs on is you, right? Um, and sometimes we have like these feelings of like guilt or shame or self-judgment of like, oh, I should be, happy for what I have, or I should stay at this job, or I should stay in this marriage, or, like things are good. Why would I leave, right? And you don't actually need an explanation as to why you want to change the course of your destiny, right? And sometimes our intuition pulls us in these weird magical ways, and we don't know why until we get there. And then we look back and we're like, oh, okay, 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 cool. That's why I was feeling that pull to like, change or to move or to break free and things like that. So, trust the intuitive nudge, right? And release any sort of shackles that you might have on yourself, and take a look at what your commitments are in your life right now, and is it really serving you? And uh you know are you scared of like maybe what other people's judgments or opinions might be, right? Because that's another layer that you need to look at. But with the Knight of Wands, it's like it's like this energy of like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck around and find out. So I like it. It's really good. And you can change your mind. So you can come back or you can go, like you can move. This is your journey, right? This is your journey.
Mhm.
So yeah, powerful message there. I like that.
Oh, that's great. That's
Hmm.
really cool. It's Yeah, it's going to be, it reminds me of what somebody said to me once about Saturn of it's very much that parent archetype of like, can we be our own parent and
Mm,
doing the things that we sometimes need to do and we know we need to do. And
yeah. And we don't need permission.
no, we
Yeah.
don't. We get to give ourselves that permission. And also that like Saturn, I never thought of it this way because it's a very it is a restrictive, like confined, responsible energy. And somebody once said to me, the reason that Saturn is there is in order for you to break out of them too. Like break out of some of the ways that we I over-identify with things or that we have put ourselves in a
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
Like that's what Saturn energy is. Sometimes, yes, it is discipline, and other times it's like, I am here so you break out of this. Like I want
Mm,
to show you the walls of the box you put yourself in and show you this restriction so that you break it. And I'm like, ooh, I never thought of that. And I loved it.
cool.
It's
Yeah, like
very
what
cool.
sort of boxes are you making in your life, you know?
Yeah. And like you said, you don't have to stay in them. You get to choose to be like, oh, I can move on from this job or this marriage or this situation or this project or whatever it might be. So it's great. It's really
Love it.
cool. And there's a lot of Aries energy around that time too. I think it's by that time Venus is still in Aries and we also have I think it's Neptune. Yeah, Neptune is also in the early stages of Aries. Yeah, actually because it would have gone into Aries at the end of March. So quite interesting. There's three planets in the sign of Aries, which is and two of them being it's a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Great. Okay. And then the final one for May, on May 26th, there's a new moon in Gemini. So during this new moon, we also actually have Mercury still in Gemini. So both the Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, so we've got the planet and the sign and sorry, the Mercury and the moon both in Gemini. There'll be a really strong focus on our communication and how we speak during this new moon. Um, so, as we've said many times, new moons are all about new beginnings, fresh starts, setting intentions, goals for the future, what we want to create for ourselves. And so, with Mercury conjunct the moon, we're being asked, you're really encouraged to speak your intentions out loud during this new moon. It's not just the journaling regular ones. It's like share your dreams with people, talk about your vision for your future with your friends. It's a powerful time to use that magic of communication and that declaration in our spoken word to manifest the life that we want to create. If you have difficulty speaking up or saying it what it is, the things that you need, it might be highlighted during this time and just notice it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's going to be many other opportunities to do this another time. It's maybe there's something else that you're being shown at this moment. And if that is you, be kind to yourself. All experiences that we have in our lives are teaching us something. And as we learn, we're being supported to move towards where we are meant to be. And it's just another stepping stone on that path. But for those of you that are ready, like speak out loud what you are doing, what you want to create, share it, make the videos. And I'm talking to myself in this. Share your vision, share what you're trying to do, share your light, talk about it. Don't just journal. The one thing I would take away for this new moon is say it out loud. Do not just journal like our regular new moons. These intentions are going to carry a lot of weight. So that's May 26th, new moon in Gemini.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, we have one of my favorite cards, which is the Empress. So good. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
beautiful.
beautiful. Um, the Empress is she is a magnet, right? And she magnetizes abundance by tapping into her feminine energy. And during this manifestation process, it's really important that you get comfortable with the art of receiving, right? It's
Mm.
like, yes, definitely declare your desires, but like also have an open heart when they arrive. Otherwise, they're gonna be knocking on your door and you'll be like, no, I can't, I'm not worthy. you know?
Yeah, really good point. Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but like there's times when like I manifested something and it arrived and I'm like, not yet,
Yep.
right?
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Yep. That's the other side of the manifesting piece. I love that you're highlighting this. It's so
You
great.
know?
Mm.
Yeah, it's important. And so like, the message I get is like be careful what you wish for, you know? There's also a strong sense of fertility here with the Empress. So, if you're in any intimate partnerships right now, just be a little extra careful, right? Because, if you're stepping into that feminine embodiment and practicing your receiving, right? You might accidentally get pregnant.
Unless you're planning for it and then it's super
Yeah,
supportive.
if that's
Go
what you
for it.
want, amazing. But like I say, like be careful what you wish for because and another message too is like sometimes we want these things and and we get it, but it comes with so much more, right?
Mhm.
So much more attached to that thing. And I also had the five of wands, okay, and I had the page of wands, okay.
Mm.
So, if you want something and it doesn't arrive, you know, it's an opportunity to trust that maybe this thing I wanted is not what it actually is. Okay. The Five of Wands talks about some, inner conflict. And it also comes with like this feeling of like competition, right? So like maybe for some of you who are watching this, you've been manifesting something particular and it went to somebody else, right? And it brings up these feelings of like what's wrong with me? What am I lacking? Like, what am I missing? Blah blah blah. And I'm getting such an interesting download right now where it's like this rejection is actually an essential piece of your manifestation process because you getting rejected is actually showing you the layers of yourself that is actually blocking the manifestation from actually arriving, right? You have to forgive yourself for holding on to the belief that I'm not good enough, right? And then the next time around, your manifestations arrive and you will receive them fully and know that it's for you and kind of like indulge in them, right? Because that's the outcome that we want, right? But sometimes we need to get rejected a couple of times first because those rejections show us what we need to alchemize within us so that eventually we do become a vibrational match for what it is we really want. And throughout that process, what we want changes too, right? Because who we are is changing, right? Our desires change. So manifestation is such a multi-dimensional dance, right? Of inner exploration and it's like you are working with ever evolving puzzle pieces, like you're changing, what you want is changing, and things bump with each other, which causes more evolution and change, and then eventually something clicks, right? And that's what it is. It's
Mm.
so cool. I love that I got that visualization just now.
That's great.
So awesome. So like trust the delays, right? Trust the delays because this this you achieving what you want in life is a healing journey, right? So see it as an opportunity for you to heal and to grow. Make that your number one priority. Continue to declare what it is that you want. Um, and let it go. Let divine timing kind of take care of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, what comes to mind when you were saying that, it popped into my head of like the adventure is the journey. It's not the goal isn't actually what to get
Yeah.
what we want. It's to who we're becoming and how what we're experiencing on getting to that goal. Like the destination is the journey.
Hmm.
It's
And sometimes spirit plants these desires in our heart because those are seeds of becoming, like
mm,
like as an entrepreneur, right? Like I had this vision of like, okay, I'm gonna build this thing and then I'm gonna move into these high ticket offers and I'm gonna be this awesome like boss ass woman who, like right, like manifesting like this money and stuff. And that's great, but getting to that point required me to like level the fuck up, like it required me to reclaim a lot of inner power in order to match that reality. So it's like sometimes spirit plants these desires in your heart so that you can discover how powerful you are, right? To embody that power first, because that's more important than anything. And then, sure, make some money or get married or whatever, cool, right? Like, but it's just a side effect of something that had alchemically transformed inside of yourself first, right?
Mhm.
So cool.
Oh, it's great. Well, it's like typical. It's like you become the thing that you want and then you get the thing that you want. It's
Yes.
never the other way around. You never get the thing that you want and then
And then
have
become it.
yeah,
You
it's
have to
always
be it first.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that now. I think intellectually I understood it, but the actual experience of it and trusting that that's actually is how it works, it totally is. It's powerful. It's magic.
Great.
It's magic.
It's magic.
Yeah. That's it for May.
Nice.
Yeah, we're right at the end of May there. So there's lots happening in June. Lots. But we will deal with that in the next video.
Okay.
Yeah, May I think is going to be it'll be an interesting one. I think it'll be a mix. It'll be a mix of like some deep healing and some fun times.
It'll be an alchemical process for
It
sure.
will.
Yeah.
Full spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe for some of those who are watching, maybe don't know much about alchemy.
Mm.
It's basically, the alchemical process is turning darkness into light. So you're taking lead and you're turning it into gold, right? So you're taking things like, your unresolved trauma, your fears, your self-doubt, the denser energy, and you're doing the inner work to transform it into like self-belief and confidence and empowerment, and energy, right? And what's really beautiful about alchemy that I love is that you can't get the gold without having the necessary materials, which is
Mm.
the lead, in order to get there, right? So sometimes in life we need to be given the heartbreak, we need to be given the grief and the loss, because we then take that material and become something really powerful and aligned with what we want in the world, right? So
Mm.
it's just another opportunity to see maybe the discomforts as another gift or another ingredient to where it is that you want to be in your life?
Mm. That reminds me of, you probably know this from just in general, and also came up in one of the chats we're part of this week. No mud, no lotus.
Yes.
Like you
Yeah,
can't have the good without the bad. And it's not even that it's good and bad. It's the necessary ingredients for us to grow from. Like how else how else are we meant to learn?
yeah,
It's what we're here for. It's
yeah.
awesome. Hmm.
Yeah, we live in a world of duality, so we have to embrace it.
Yeah, that's how we experience things by experiencing the opposite.
Yeah, the contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
beautiful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Haley Jane, again. This is so great. And I really appreciate your time and being able to do this with you. For everybody listening, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back again for next month for June. We're going to link all contact details for Haley and myself below if you want to get in touch for readings or coaching or anything. Haley has a couple of courses. Any of those you want to speak to, Haley, that are coming up?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna wait because I'm brewing some new
Great.
things right
Oh,
now.
perfect. We're going to keep them on the knife's edge then. That's
So
great.
yeah, I mean, if you're watching this video, maybe come and check out my website. I might have some new things. So I'm always
You
creating.
are creating for sure.
Hmm.
Creative magician.
Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll see you again next month and let us know how May has been for you and how April was. We would love to hear in the comments below. We will see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.